Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, that's your cup. I'm like, yo, what cup do I have in front?
Bitch. What are you talking about?
Oh. Oh. What you doing, baby? Let's see if we get some people in here. Okay, got one person. Who's that? Telly 2 times. Jeremy, what's up? Telly 2 times. Yo. Alright, yeah, we about to get ready. Just trying to let a couple people come in here real quick. And we're going to start the show. What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube?
I said, peep that motherfucking tan, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They got like 3 different colors.
Alright, stop trying to flex on the damn show.
It's
Trying to flex.
sit like this the whole show. Like,
Alright, we're going to
sit like this the whole show.
Alright, we're going to start.
Nah, he talking shit, but this nigga was in here in a beater before we fucking started. Fuck you, me. Oh, my beach body ass nigga. Fuck you, talk.
1, 2. Token the menu.
Talking on. Me in here looking like a Project King doll. Fuck you, talk.
412. Token the
Nigga
menu.
was about to go swimming
What
in
did
a kiddie pool like we did up the hood. What's up, Matt?
We in the city, your bridges.
Not on
We
the
in the
beach,
city,
on the
of smoke.
fucking-
We in the
Got
city,
14
your
foot
bridges.
round, John. 14 feet around, 1 foot off the ground. Like,
I'm not participating in your bullshit.
Man, the city is costly, but yeah, the city is mine.
Mine.
1, 2 times. Well, you know that we grind, cause you know money is time, and you know time is steady ticking, so I gotta get mine. And it's time to come up, so put your hands up. Let's all live this life before death interrupt. Ain't no time to mess up. Man, you better get with it. Arithmetic that I'm spitting, I'll do the math as you listen.
Common conversation 412.
What's up, people? This is Common Conversation 412, and we are live. Live. In Nia's Alright, there we go. What's up, Tanya? What's up, Iceman?
What's up, boss?
Nikki? Hey, yeah, so yeah, we are live, and it is Monday, September 25th. And that's what day it is. But real quick, I want to give a birthday shout out to my son. His birthday was last week. I'm not sure if I did it last week, but his birthday was last week on the 19th.
Happy B-Day.
On the Tuesday.
Little knucklehead.
George. My son George.
Georgie Porgy.
And then also give a birthday shout out to my mammy. It's like my mom. I went to go try to see her yesterday, but she was not home for some reason. Yeah, hey, you know what, Iceman? You jumping ahead. We ain't get there yet. We doing intros and stuff like that. But, hey, you know what? What's up, everybody on Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's up, iTunes? What's up, Google Play? What's up, everybody on that's listening to podcasts everywhere? You know what I mean? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us. We are about to start our show in a second. We're going to be talking about Trump versus the NFL. Or you can say Trump versus athletes. Or you can say Trump versus black athletes.
Trump versus the kneeling athletes.
No.
Trump versus...
No, because I'm telling you, I know somebody's going to bring it up. So
Bring up what?
That's what I'm saying. It's deeper, bro. It's deeper. It's going.
How much deeper does it go?
It's deep. It's so his problem is with athletes, but
As far
primarily
as
black
kneeling
athletes. No, I mean he got a problem with Steph Curry. Steph Curry said he wasn't going to the White House, and then Trump replied and said, "Oh yeah, you know what? We rescind your invitation. You ain't coming."
You can't take a... That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in life. I did hear that. How you gonna take it?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't take something... He wasn't going anyway. There ain't no resent. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't sit there and be like, you know what? Since you ain't coming, you ain't allowed to come.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, get the fuck.
Yeah, so
Fucking
we're
dumb.
gonna be talking about all that stuff, and you guys can let us know your opinions. We got some questions out here. I can hear that coming straight through the
That's fine.
thing. But
That's a whole asshole. That's okay.
It was.
You can hear it good.
But yeah,
That
so we're
means
gonna
this
talk about
microphone's
that,
work.
and we want your guys' opinion. Oh yeah, Justina just said turn your Bluetooth off.
Oh, shut your damn.
Yeah, so what are your so what are you guys' thoughts on that? You know, how do you feel? You know what, like, you know what I mean, just like get out of, like, you know what I mean, like, okay, we know he's our president and stuff like that, like,
Yes, him is.
you know, so. And no matter what you say, like, you know what I mean, I get it, like, you know what I mean, if you ain't vote for him, he's still our president. There's nothing we can do about it.
Exactly. We're
but God
represented
will vote
by Papa Oompa Loompa.
in 2020. So, I mean, and that's when you can make a difference. Hit that person out. What's up, Bree? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So Trump, you know. So if you haven't heard, and why we're talking about Trump and stuff like that, because if you're like Mano, you didn't hear what Trump said and stuff like that until today. So you know what I mean. So he was sitting there. He was talking about Colin Kaepernick for real. He was talking about Colin Kaepernick and how, like, you know what I mean, oh yeah, how he should have been fired and stuff like that. I mean, he didn't say Colin Kaepernick's name, but he was the only one left out of the NFL.
Colin's not fired?
Huh?
Colin still has a job?
No.
Then what are you talking about?
I'm just he never said his name. That's what I'm saying. He never,
But
like,
you-
but we knew who he was talking about.
How? If Colin doesn't have a job and he's saying that they should fire people, what are you talking about?
Because
That doesn't make sense. Like, he was talking about, like, what I got from listening to that is that literally he's trying to shut down the protest, people standing up for their rights
Right.
by kneeling.
because people are still talking about Colin Kaepernick not having a job.
but
that's
he
why.
doesn't have a job, and from
Because-
that, which you
because
just
the-
had me listen to,
Right, but he doesn't have a job because
Yes.
of the backlash of the kneeling.
yes, but
Right.
he didn't say that. He said if
Because
anybody is kneeling, they should be fired. Well, not that. He said what I would love to see a owner do is for anybody kneeling and disrespecting
What's
the
up,
flag,
Erica?
say, get that son of a bitch off of the field, you're fired. Colin Kaepernick is technically fired, so you can't say that he's talking about him. If it sounds more like
because he
he's
was
trying to
the
get
only
more people fired right now.
Yeah, because he's trying to get more people. Because
it's not about Colin Kaepernick, it's about everybody kneeling now.
it is about, because when that one person, Colin Kaepernick started it.
Yeah,
and everybody's
Colin Kaepernick's already gone.
No, yeah, but
he's
it still
not
doesn't
talking
matter,
about him.
but
He's
the
talking about
players-
everybody following suit.
Yeah, but because
Not him.
in support of Colin Kaepernick, so you're still talking about the
But
same reason.
no, it's not
But
in
you're saying-
support
because
of
what he's basically
Colin
saying,
Kaepernick. It's in
because
support of
Right.
a movement towards police injustice.
No, because I get what you're saying, but that's not. It is in the support of that, but they were following behind Colin Kaepernick.
off of support, yes, but he's
Yes.
not talking about Colin Kaepernick. He's
He
talking
is.
about people. No, he's not. He's talking about people kneeling, because Colin Kaepernick, he's always cut. He's gone. He's fired.
Yeah, but
so
it
if he's
doesn't-
talking
it
about, I'd
doesn't-
love to see
it doesn't-
owners step up and get rid of people. Colin Kaepernick's gone. He can't be talking about. It's the same thing we just said with Steph Curry. You can't say somebody can't come that's not there. Colin
Right.
Kaepernick's already cut. So
Yeah,
he's talking
but
about
no
every
team-
other individual.
But no team won't pick him up because of the backlash. That's what we're saying. He's staying
But
off the
that's
field.
not what Trump is saying. Trump is saying get rid of people that continue to kneel. Kaepernick's gone already.
Right, I
It's
get that.
wrong. But that's what I'm saying.
I
You
get that.
can't say he's talking about Kaepernick without talking about
Because
him. No,
that's
he's
who-
not, because he's
Okay.
talking about everybody that's still
All right,
protesting now.
we'll go with
Kaepernick's already handled.
We'll go with that. Even if we go with that, it's still wrong.
Because that's like me saying, okay, everybody that still believes in I have a dream right now is wrong, and you're saying I'm attacking Martin Luther King. No, I'm attacking everybody that's sitting here saying I have a dream right
But
now.
because he started it.
No,
That was
because
his
they're
speech.
doing something.
But it
he's
was
already
his
gone
speech.
and taken
So
care of.
what?
I can't still be attacked. He's done. So I have to be talking about everybody else still trying to follow suit. That's what the point I'm trying to make. Kaepernick's already taken care of, and it's a fucked up situation, but he's taken care of. So if he's just addressed, now if it was going on while Kaepernick was still on the team, still had a job, still kneeling, yes, you're talking about Kaepernick.
But again, too. But this, I get what you're saying. But this is hindering him from getting a job.
But that's not what he said. I'm addressing literally what you had me watch.
Because basically, because what he's still saying is saying what he said was they should be fired. Therefore, he cannot
He's
get
already
a job.
fired.
Yeah, but he can't get a job.
But that's
because
not
the president
what-
is saying he should be
that
fired. He
is.
shouldn't be. He shouldn't
He's
be
already
part of the
fired.
team.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but
It's
I'm just
already-
saying. But he still should not. So he's still
He was gone before he
insinuating
said that.
that he shouldn't get hired.
No, he's not. If he was
is.
insinuating, he would have said, "And you should never hire somebody that does this." Then that's an insinuation. Don't throw something that didn't happen. That's what. That's all I'm saying. If he would have said that, I'd agree with you. But he didn't say.
Well, let's just agree to disagree.
But you can't disagree if that was never. If it's an insinuation, an insinuation
you're probably the in the 1%.
in the 1%
who feel like everybody knows, even everybody on TV, other sports anchors, news anchors, all that know that is talking because he started the movement. When you even if you go back and talk about the civil rights movement, even though there was more people involved, you hear the main people. Right? It doesn't matter when you support. Just because you started a march, they talk about if you start a march that's a pro-black march and you start a march, they're not talking about Mano. They're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Because if you go there, you do something wrong or something like that.
You just literally proved my point.
They're talking about
because I started it, but they're talking about the movement. What are you? That's what I'm saying. They're attacking individuals now.
But they're
supporting.
They're attacking the whole organization. They're attacking the whole organization, which Colin Kaepernick started, which he started.
But the movement is above him.
And then and then I bet if you go ask NFL players, they're doing it in support of Colin Kaepernick as well, right? Because he started it. If one person if I take a knee right now, right, and you go take it, you follow suit a week later or whatever, you're doing it, and so you're doing it because you believe in what I believe in.
Yes, but I'm not doing it because of you. I'm doing it because of the cause. Because of the cause. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Because of the cause. So when they're trying to string it back to college, he started a movement. Yes, but now the movement is bigger than him. So now he's attacking individuals to shut the movement down, is all I'm saying. He's not attacking Colin Kaepernick. He's attacking the movement, and that's bigger than the person. That's what I'm saying. Like, the injustices are bigger than the individual.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Because Kaepernick, they already cut him and handled.
That's not what you was arguing. You said
that is what I was arguing.
But no, you're saying he's not talking about Colin Kaepernick when
he's not. He's talking about the movement. He's not talking about the Colin Kaepernick. He's talking about the movement, ending the movement. Granted, yes, Colin Kaepernick started it. Yes, but
so you can't have this conversation without Colin Kaepernick.
Yes, you can. Because he's already taken care of. Now he's trying to get basically.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
Just like you can't.
Why can't you?
How could you can't talk about the "I Have a Dream" speech without Martin Luther King? You can't.
You're talking about the speech that was spoken by that man.
Okay,
you're talking about the movement.
You're talking about the knee that was first started by that man.
Okay, but right? You're sitting there saying that Martin Luther King, the speech, yes, the speech. Right. But the civil rights movement, you can talk about every individual involved.
I didn't say.
But this is what the comparison is not the same. You can't say the speech for the speech. No, you got to say the protest for injustices to the civil rights movement. It's a bigger movement. The speech, yes, it's an important speech, but that's one person that talked about one thing, not 1,000 people that gave that same speech. That's where the difference is.
Okay.
One person did the I Have a Dream speech. 1,000 people were involved in the civil rights movement.
Okay.
One person took the knee at first. 1,000 people followed that injustice for what that knee is. Now 1,000 people are taking the knee. That original person cut off.
But he's not cut off because he started it. Because when you talk about the knee, you're talking about the person.
We're talking about the NFL.
No, but
he's cut off. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's not cut off. He's still listed as a free agent. He's not fired. He's still on the NFL. He's available.
He's not hired.
It doesn't matter. He's still part of the NFL.
He's not hired.
He's still a part of the NFL.
You said he's fired. He does not have a job.
He does not have a job, but he's still part of the NFL.
Is anybody picking him up?
No, because of that.
Then basically, it's like when you work for a company and you can't work for nobody else. You're fired. You don't have a job. Granted, you're in contract here. You're still done. That's what I'm saying. It's literally where I have a gag order which keeps me from working with anybody else. Right. That means if I can't work for you and I can't work for them, I'm fired. I'm just stuck though.
Yeah.
I have no other opportunities, so you're fired.
But he's talking about NFL players. Mm-hmm. Colin Kaepernick is still technically, by term, an NFL player.
Okay. But he has no job.
Yeah, he has no team.
He's a free agent. Just floating out there. He's taken care of. Just like I said, he's taken care of. He's not talking about. He's sitting here saying everybody fire them. Fired him. Like you're trying to now you're pulling little things. It's like okay,
No,
he's a free
because
agent.
I'm just trying to get to the point that
but
it circles
he's
around Colin
already he's
Kaepernick.
blackballed. He's blacklisted.
Yeah, right.
So he can't move. Now
Right.
he's talking about
It's
shutting
still-
down other
Look,
individuals.
I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm telling you is,
Yes, you are.
it's no. What I'm saying is that it's still. You said it doesn't involve Colin Kaepernick, and I'm saying it does.
But what? No,
It does.
I'm saying what he was just talking about doesn't involve him.
Yeah, because he's talking about the knee. If you bring up the knee, you're talking about Colin Kaepernick. You got
Okay,
to.
so every time the first person to kick a field goal through a post, every time a ball's kicked, you got to talk about him?
Yes, you talk about the first
don't.
everything. You talk about the first everything.
You don't.
You do.
Because the kick moves beyond you because he wasn't the best at that. It moves beyond that person.
All right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
it
what you're
moves
saying,
beyond them.
Okay. So guys, what are your thoughts on during this whole situation, right? So you had NFL teams and players and general managers and owners. They decided. Some teams decided, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, to stand in a tunnel.
Oh yeah, let's clear that up.
Hold on,
You
hold
had
on.
on people saying that they were in the locker room and they weren't.
No, because they were supposed to
They were
stand there.
supposed
They
to,
were
but
supposed
they
to go to the
didn't.
locker room. Yeah, right.
Like, that's-
but hold up, there's more to that story. And then you had people who went out there, but they stood out on the field and they locked arms to show solidarity. There's players who still took a knee. There was owners like Robert Kraft, who actually donated $1 million to Trump's campaign, who just said Trump was wrong. Tom Brady, who supported Donald Trump and wore the Make America Great Again, or
The mega hat.
Yeah, the hat in the support of Donald Trump to say Donald Trump was wrong. But how do you feel about you guys? I'm not
he's definitely
I'm not
wrong.
sure all you guys if you're a Pittsburgh, if you're a Steelers fan or not, because more than likely your team, whatever team you like, participated in this. So how do you feel
Possibly.
about that? Because some people say, oh, you know what I mean, and I just like, it's just like what frustrates me is when I hear people say, oh, players get paid millions of dollars, they need to just worry about football, right?
Yeah, which means they shouldn't even be worried about the anthem. But my thing is that once the rules screwed over everybody. Honestly, the national anthem shouldn't be, me personally. It wasn't a part of the football back then. It shouldn't have been implemented in 2009 when players weren't originally forced to be involved in
Right,
the anthem.
right.
Now you're forcing them, like there's so many contracts are gagging people, and you've made it a rule because government, military, whatever, pays for them to participate in the ceremony. Now it's a forcible thing, and you can be penalized by it. And that's that shouldn't. That players are there to play a sport, not to
Right.
sit there and be
But-
forced into.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
get
ridiculous.
what you're saying, but like me personally, it's just like now, just imagine, or you know what I mean, not even imagine stuff
Mm-hmm.
like this happens. Like, you know what I mean, like even though it's not the sport, players have they
I
have
snapped on somebody today, too.
They have lives and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and personal opinions.
So now when something happened to them, it's just like, oh, they shouldn't be on a football team and stuff like that. And we look at, because you got to look at some of these players, right? These are people who our kids look up to, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean, not saying yours or mine's, but people's kids. And like, you know what I mean, if it's a football player, basketball player, baseball player, soccer player, whatever, or a rapper or anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? But we're talking about sports right now. If you ask me, I feel like they should be involved. They should be involved in social issues, because them is the people. Actually, our kids might listen to them before they listen to us.
But it should be
Like,
they shouldn't be forced to.
no, yeah, right. They're not forced to. But what I'm saying is, if they feel like they want to speak upon it, they should be able to.
Yeah.
Without people saying all this stuff. Oh, just mad because
Just
now
hate
they
and all
they
that. Just
but-
sit there and play. We pay you to play a sport, not to have an
Because
opinion. Like
what's so crazy is, and I'm not. This has nothing to do with race or anything like that. But it's just like, you know, I mean, an example that I bring up. But when JJ
advertising product placement.
when JJ Watt started this whole thing about giving money to the people who in Houston, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, shout out and all the love to them, and I'm not trying to put nobody down there. But right, everybody followed behind them. He's an NFL player.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so it's okay for him to care about an issue and something that happened, but it's not okay for Colin Kaepernick and other players to care
He
about.
shouldn't be penalized for what he.
Right,
Well, that's the thing, is that you're comparing somebody that's doing something during the game and doing that to somebody that's doing this on their personal time. That's what everybody's argument is. When you're in your uniform, it's a team thing, and you're not supposed to have your own individual. You're supposed to work as a team. And that's the sucker part.
When he's still on that field in uniform and they're interviewing him, asking him questions about it, So should he say I can't talk about it?
You're talking about after the game?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's still on the field.
Like, I get what you're saying, but
and everything.
yeah, like he shouldn't be talking about it. Like if because that rule should apply across the board. But the thing is that this is a double-sided thing where nobody like it's fucked up and you can't deny it. Is that he's sitting there trying to correct injustices that are happening to black people. And you got somebody that's not going to get attacked because all they're trying to do is help somebody, and it doesn't bump heads with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a fucked up thing because all he wants to do is, and everybody makes it so broad when it's a direct shot. He wants injustices, bad cops, and black people dying for no fucking reason, and he wants that to be addressed.
Right.
That's it. But people make it, oh, you hate cops now. Like,
yeah, right.
No, but okay, I gotta get this off my chest about because there's a few people that are really starting to bother me. It's this younger black dude, and I can't think of his name right now, but he's smart. He's intelligent, well-spoken, well-raised. But one thing that I don't like about his arguments, and this is the argument of a lot of people, is when they sit there and talk about, like, let's say Black Lives Matter. They attack Black Lives Matter. But then when they talk about the KKK, the nationalists, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, they create 30 degrees of separation. But everybody falls under Black Lives. They don't provide any separation. You get what I'm saying? That really bothers me. If you're going to attack Black Lives Matter and just literally say like, oh, terrorists or Black Lives Matter, Black nationalists or Black Lives Matter, these are thousands of everybody's Black Lives Matter. But then when you talk about the Ku Klux Klan, well, that's just the Ku Klux Klan. Nationalists aren't Ku Klux Klan. You can create all of these separations amongst these different groups.
Yeah, you can.
But when it comes to Black
Lives people under the umbrella, right?
That bothers me so much. Don't take time to create all of these terrorists or fucked up people. You create separations from them to make an understanding. But when it comes to Black Lives Matter, every fucked up individual falls under that. That bothers me. I'm sorry, I had to just say that.
I mean, I get it. I mean, right. and that is what they do. That is what they do. But again, just to go back to your Steelers thing, what they did was this is what they did. I'm talking about the Steelers. Only reason because they were supposed to stay in the locker room. But if you don't know, if you're not a Steeler fan and stuff like that, Villanueva, who's a Steelers player,
he's a former military.
Yeah. So they went because he wanted to go out. And just because
he has the right to do that,
and pay respect to the flag or whatever like that. Be out there for the national anthem, but he wanted to be like near the field.
And
so he went to the tunnel. He wanted to go to the tunnel, and the team went in support of him. That's why they all were about it.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. They didn't go there to basically break and still go out there. It's like, no, they wanted to support their brother, their teammate, and his right to go out there and do what he wanted to do. Because people sit there and be like, well, that's the fight for freedom, and it protects you. Yeah, and it also protects our rights to protest and our rights to
the freedom of speech.
You know what I mean? It protects all that. The thing that sucks is that once you sign contracts, you're gagging yourself.
But no,
and that's bullshit. That's what you do with every company because they have the right to fire you. Like said, like at my job, if I go do something in a uniform for where I work at, they have the right to fire. Then it doesn't matter what my opinion is.
Right.
So by signing certain contracts, you're gagging yourself. So sometimes you might have to, and it's fucked up because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're a hero to some, you're a fucking enemy and a tyrant to others.
Right.
And it's so fucked up because literally where else would he get such a wide platform but on national TV where motherfuckers are forced to watch him?
Right. I mean, because honestly, that's all true. That's all true. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I know for a fact his reach in his personal life wouldn't be that great. But once you start kneeling on that field on TV and them cameras start paying attention to him, now his voice is being heard. And the sad thing is that they weren't paying attention at first.
They weren't.
It wasn't the first time.
And I don't. I just, and one thing about the kneeling and people protesting and stuff like that about coming out during that, they're not saying fuck nobody in the military. No, they didn't say that. None of them players is saying fuck. Oh, fuck them because they're in the army and and our president's Donald Trump, or fuck them because they're in the army because
our president.
Like, you know what I mean? And cops are killing other people. Nobody's saying fuck people who serve in our military. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm tired of people trying to use that and use that for a reason. Oh, this is why we're saying it. We're not saying it because of this. It's because he's saying forget about our military and disrespecting our military. And
he's not disrespecting.
Yeah, I didn't have. And if you were part of the armed forces, and if you find some disrespect to it, comment comment, please. Let me know, because I never seen it. I haven't seen anything from anybody.
And my thing is that, like, it's not like he sits there and runs out on the field and tries to burn the flag, or in his personal life he's burning flags and he's doing all this other stuff. He's just kneeling,
right.
going there, and he took it, and he made a compromise when people were, and to be honest, like, sitting was more disrespectful than kneeling.
And you know, so another point, and so Bree, who was part of the armed forces, says she don't take no offense to it.
It's your right.
Right.
You serve for people's right to do stuff. Now, granted, you may not agree with that right, but that's the right that's what America's about.
Right.
Them people being able to have their own opinions.
So,
and to be able to protest, like, it's that simple. Now, granted, like, and my thing is, like, I'm gonna like, if there's rules and you're going to break them, be willing to deal with the consequences.
Right.
And cool, like, and that's what it is. But and his morals are above. He's not able to be bought.
But
there's
not a rule that you should stand for the national anthem. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying, and that's where and that's one of them gray areas, because technically, by going out there and kneeling and still be on the floor, he's participating, and that's the only rule.
So look, so it's because you said that and talking about kneeling and stuff like that, right? So somebody said this. Yeah. Somebody said, "Oh, when somebody's wounded or hurt or something like that, right? Is they die in the army and stuff like that? What happened?
Flag upside down?
Or no? But they drop it and
half mast.
Yeah,
you talking about that?
And Trump. I mean, not Trump. And Kaepernick taking a knee. Where was he at?
What you talking about? Half mast? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one way to look at it.
So
did he say that?
No, but it doesn't matter. He's still a half mast.
That's connecting folks dots.
No, that's half
it's a silent
I know.
protest.
I'm just reaching. Right. Right. That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm way out there, bro.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing wrong. But that's the thing, is that, like, literally, like, people are.
So my mom says she doesn't feel players should take a knee. I mean, that's my mom. She don't know no better, though.
But
no,
I feel that you should be able to do that, but also reap the benefits and the consequences. It's both. Like, people aren't going to agree with you in your personal life. If you would have been, he has been, but people just aren't going to like it. It is what it is, because they are feeling like, personally, it's like, too many people are out here bitching, and not enough people are feeling like they're going to work. They feel like a lot of black people are just giving things and not really doing anything, and this, that, and the third, and they're not really held down. It's just, we choose to stay in the projects and be lesser of. But people don't realize how much systemic things are happening to us, and that's a sucky thing. Like, granted, we do have opportunities to do it, but there's so much shit in our ways to those opportunities. That's what people are failing to miss.
Right.
Like, it's like, well, 50 made millions, Oprah's famous. Like, yeah, those are the few of the many.
Right. I mean, that's true. So B-Lock said, it was a friend of mine. He said, I will feel worse if they burnt the terrible towel.
No, but that's the thing. Like, they're not burning flags.
Yeah, they're
taking a knee to the anthem to get your attention, so that you can pay more attention to the issue that they're trying to address. Like, you're so caught up on it's like the thing with religion. You're so caught up on the messenger that you're missing the message.
Right.
You're so caught up on people not kneeling for a song and a piece of cloth that you hold dear to this nation that barely even fucking protects you, that you're missing the message.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, and I think that's what's wrong with us too, because like a lot of issues that's going on in our country, too many of us, right, stood by with a closed mouth and don't say shit. Even though Colin Kaepernick, he didn't say anything neither.
He drew a lot of attention.
Yeah, he said something about
whenever
action.
they came to him, and that's the thing, it was just to grab attention, so that once they came to him, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
He let the fucking floodgates open.
Yep.
This is what's going on. People need to address this and pay more attention to this. There's so many people there's so much separation. Granted, there's no gates, that people don't realize that. We've been separated so long that we're starting to separate ourselves.
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, if you pay attention to TV and the news, and you would think every black person's, well, the majority of black people are fucking thugs, hookers, whores, and drunks and weed smoking, and there's a few good ones. And black people think there's a bunch of hick redneck people trying to hold them down, or the big boss man in the suit, white guy, trying to hold them down. And that's not the reality. Right. And there's so much separation that we really don't get to deal with these people. So when we go around a group of white people, they're sitting there like, that's probably a thug. And the black people are probably, he probably think he's being racist towards me. You look for every, but granted, that's from stereotypes and being taught through TV and passed down from older generations that were taught to be discriminatory and stuff like that. People aren't realizing that if we would knock these boundaries and be around each other more, we would realize there's so much more in common.
Right.
And that's crazy, because people will sit there and see like the celebrities and be like, well, that's one of the few good black people that made it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we gotta look at, man. You know what I mean? Like it said, like, you know what I mean? Any player who's taking a stance on or if they're taking a knee because of and following suit, what Colin Kaepernick did. Like, you know what I mean? I applaud you guys, because I mean that's what we look. If you ask me, I look forward to. I come to see you guys play a game and play a sport, but I'm interested in your messages and stuff, and things that you care about that's out here in the real world in everyday life, not the 60 minutes that's just on the field and stuff like that. I really appreciate it, because more people need to talk, and maybe if you talk and you hold so much, because like, well, you gotta think about it. Like, people, if they win that shit, they can come in contact with Donald Trump, right? If they win the Super Bowl or a championship, they come in contact. Like, now, I don't know what you can and can't say to them and stuff like that, but they can come in contact with them. They can come in contact with different politicians and be with them face to face and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? And have these discussions easier than we can. Even though we gotta write our logo and then write our congressman, and they invite them. They invite them. So I like, you know what I mean? I want to see them speak up on things that's done unfairly. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know what I mean? That's just something I want to see. I'm not mad. I wish more people would do it, more players would do it, and honestly, more everyday people would do it. Like, you know what I mean? Because just like the young Pee-wee football leagues and the high school football leagues, they do it.
People are taking it and following suit. Take that shit,
like, I mean, across the board. And this is no disrespect again to nobody serving our country's military, because that's not what anybody is doing. Okay, so the next question: do you think freedom of speech actually exists? Is it real? Could you in America?
If you're not tied down, yes. But once you start working for other people, no. So no, because there's so many things in these contracts and in these work orders that if you truly had freedom of speech, well, I mean, freedom of speech, everybody has their personal freedoms, and it's crazy. But it's like it's being choked is what I'll say. It's being choked, because a lot of people are signing away their freedom of speech. And that's just being honest. Like, when you sign the NFL contract, you're signing away. Now, granted, you can still go out there and do it, but now that's grounds for you to get terminated. So it's like it's one of those things where it's literally like you're in the mud,
right? And I mean, I don't. This is what I say. I've never heard. I mean, granted, like, you know what I mean, like Kaepernick's knee, his actions said everything, but I never heard nobody getting fired for something that they said. Not saying it can't happen, but, like, you know what I mean, or not saying it never happened. But, like, you know what I mean, it's just.
I mean, plenty of people were getting fired for their personal opinions, especially.
I think once you fall on the lines to where if you're not wearing a uniform or you're not on company's property,
you should have your own your own personal opinion.
You should be allowed to have your own personal opinion, your own personal beliefs and stuff like that. Yeah. You should be allowed that. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you got off 6 hours ago and you go do something, I mean, and you're out there having a conversation with somebody, you should be able to say it. As long as if you're not on company property or anything like that, it should be fine.
And that's what I'm saying. But if you go by that, then technically Kaepernick should have waited.
I mean, I'm just saying. But
it's fucked up. It's fucked up because he was having those opinions way before this, but nobody paid him attention until he started acting up in the billion-dollar sport.
Right,
and that's.
I can't remember when he actually did it. Was it still preseason last year
when he was sitting? Because he started off sitting.
Yeah,
he started off sitting, and then he made the compromise to start kneeing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And people were. It doesn't matter what he does. You're gonna bitch about it,
right?
Because he's not doing what you feel that he should be doing. You feel that he should shut the fuck up and sit there and play, because everybody sits there and falls back like, you're not even that good to have an opinion. Okay, so if Brady took a knee, would you feel the same about him?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would. No, but B-Lock just caught me in my words. He said, "No, I don't want my local police officers." Or he said, "I don't want my local police officers at the local Klan rally, saying they could do whatever they want."
Shit, I mean, because that right there should be like, okay, well, you're a Klans member, which means you're discriminatory. You should not be a cop. I want my local police officer. I want my governor at the Klan rally, so I can know, like, oh, you shouldn't be in your position.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's
what, like, yeah, go do it, so I know not to trust you. I want to know, because there's plenty of people that are very prejudiced, and there's plenty of people that are downright racist. Will do anything to stop you. Well, not plenty, but there are people in major positions, is what I should say.
Yeah.
Now, there's people that just discriminatory and don't really know why, because they believe what they see on TV and all that other crap. But there's people that are literally like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck over every person because all of them are dirty, no good monkeys.
I'm sorry, guys. So if you're on Facebook and you was making comments, I couldn't see it. My phone fucked up and it went away.
That's what I'm saying. So, and it's like, oh well, and they'll sit there and give you the most lackadaisical conversation. Like, say you go into a job and you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through the routine and all right, we'll get back to you. And won't shake your hand, go on about your business, because you were never getting this job once you walked in. I knew you weren't getting this job. But then there's other people where it's like, that really doesn't mean nothing, but in my personal life, I'm just not going to hang with any of you. Just discriminate, like, that way.
So do they still say the Pledge of Allegiance in school?
I don't know. My son's not in the...
Yeah, I know.
Huh? Used to. They didn't at first, but now they do now.
They do now?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
They haven't been doing it since I've been there, but until this year.
And that's odd, because literally, like, they took it out because it infringed on other people's rights, because it became an uproar for, oh well, that person's Muslim, so they can't do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right. I remember them taking it out of school. That
person's Jewish. That person's Jehovah's Witness. They're not allowed to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's weird, because you have the freedom of religion. If you give somebody that freedom, you have your freedoms to do what you want,
right?
And it shouldn't.
And they did it because they fought, and because, like, you know, they parents and people fought so their kids don't have to, so they don't feel uncomfortable.
But
because
that's the thing, is that
people was asking, because kids asking, then there's bullying and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? It goes all along behind that. I mean, I think that's fair. Like, you know what I mean?
And the same
but
thing.
But you don't hear people. Nobody goes in the uproar about that shit. There's not people.
Oh no, people were in the uproar.
I never seen
it. Got shut down so quick because it's like, no, that's one of the fucking freedom to religion, and their religion tells them they can't do this, so you can't force them to. That violates the Constitution. Like, you fucked it over. Mm-hmm. And this should be the same. I mean, it kind of but I don't know. Especially when it's like, people's been participating in this ceremony, but now they're in justice. It's like, yeah, you should be able to opt in and opt out. That's your choice to participate in this ceremony or not. Now, granted, like, you'll have somebody that won't go to their high school graduation, and that's a fucking ceremony. Don't mean that they ain't graduating and they ain't deserve to.
Right. So, yeah, because...
You see what I'm saying? Like, some people just like, man, fuck that ceremony, fuck prom and all that. I graduated, I got my certificate, I respect that school, but I'm not doing the extra shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and that's all true. Yeah. Sorry. Justina, I did not know that they still did it. I didn't even know they did it at their school. I mean, I'm not there, so I can't tell if they do it or not. But because she just said her daughter
said it this morning.
During the announcement. So too, if you guys are commenting, then I cannot see your comments for some reason. They're going
and hit the share button.
Yeah, it's
you ain't got to leave the page. Just hit the share button and
like I just did,
or invite some people.
I think I just left the page.
But yeah, and people are going to be mad at me because, like, there's things where it's like, I understand, like, it's a rule that the company as a whole went about and they're enforcing it. Like, yeah, okay, it's a rule that you have to participate in. But there's the gray area. It does, like, by him being on the field is participating in that ceremony. Mm-hmm. By him kneeling there, y'all didn't say you have to be on the field standing up and this, that, and the third. And it really bothers me is that you're so caught up on the player, but there's been plenty of photos of staff members not, like, motherfuckers up in the press boxes not standing for the anthem. Every time that flag is pulled out, security guard are forced to face away from the flag. What about them?
Yeah.
What about the people? And if you feel that so much about that, like you should be mad at every single thing. The motherfuckers should stop cooking French fries and serving beers and walk out and stand in front of the flag also.
So I don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're so caught up on the player, but you're not pissed off at nobody else. The nigga, the person in there cooking, cleaning the fucking toilets needs to put his mop down, go take his hat off, boom. I pledge allegiance. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People are still out there buying beer, still out there walking around, just having their own conversation, texting, tweets, selfies, all this other crap, and you don't care about nobody but the person.
So
on the field.
I
the
want
person that has a bigger voice and more of an influence is who you're worried about.
I'm gonna read the, you know what I mean, something that I want to say Justina probably posted.
What is that?
Posted this.
What is that? What's going on there?
Oh, I accidentally. That's my Nana's profile for some reason. It went over.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
So Justina's or whoever, if you posted, so it gives the
rules to the flag.
Yeah, the rules to the flag and how it should be used and stuff, and using
that
properly and
shit's
stuff
violated
like that.
every day and nobody gives a shit.
So this is what it's saying, and I don't know if you guys got to see it. If you want to see it, you can go on our page, Common Conversation 412, the page that you're actually on, or you know what I mean,
Well,
Common Conversation 412.
Look at it later.
Yeah. So it says the flag should never be carried flat or horizontally, but always aloft and free.
Yeah.
So
it should be hanging. It should never be stretched across.
Hands stretch when they stretch across the field. That's a
violation of the
flag. And this is U.S. flag code. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it says
because the only time that a flag is draped horizontally is over a coffin of a fallen soldier.
Okay. Yep. So then so now this is the flag code. Flag code chapter 10.17.
I think it's more in chapter 8, but yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. It says the flag should never be worn as apparel, bedding,
or a costume.
Yeah, or a costume, right?
So every person that has a American flag tie, T-shirt, jeans,
swimsuit, socks,
handkerchief.
So that's disrespecting the flag.
Swimsuit, yeah. All of you bitches walking around in the thong bikinis, you got the flag up your ass, violation.
Okay, and then the next one: the flag should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever. So, you know what I mean, like them Budweiser cans and all that stuff people putting on TV, Labor Day sale, or, you know what I mean, 4th of July sale and all that stuff. Boom. It's a violation.
Also, the flag should never be printed on paper or discardable items, as in plasticware, napkins, paper plates, those little flags that you let your kids run around and throw on the ground and break up and stomp on during the 4th of July and all of that stuff, and then you just throw in the trash. You're not supposed to be doing that. You should be more pissed about that than you are about somebody kneeling during an anthem. But continue.
It says the flag should not be embroidered on such articles as cushions or handkerchiefs.
As in, you blow your nose with a handkerchief, which means you blow your nose with the flag. You put your ass on a seat, you're putting your ass and rubbing it into the flag.
Okay.
Nah, nobody said
and like Mano
that.
said, the flag should not be worn as a costume or athletic uniforms.
Nope. And when you're sitting there happy as hell because your player got on the American flag helmet, no, the flag represents above any of that. It's about America and its Constitution and its freedoms.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to represent. So you're getting mad about somebody kneeling during a ceremony. You should be more pissed off at every time you see somebody with the American flag anything, because it violates the flag's codes.
Right. I mean, yeah, and it is, you know what I mean, they do have fan stuff that, you know what I mean, to be mad about. She was talking about the black fist at the Olympics and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did that, and that's a stance, and that's my thing, is like literally, and they're not doing anything. It's because people get this idea of what something symbolizes and represents, but you never talk to that person.
Right.
You never have these conversations.
Right.
Or you go off of one fucked up situation that you've seen, but you've never pursued any other options or anything. Where it's like, okay, if I go to I would never go to a damn Ku Klux Klan rally, so that I wouldn't put myself.
I want to go to one just to see what it's like.
No. I'm talking about like just.
I feel like I want to.
I mean, like,
I probably won't come back, but
so I can't go that extreme because them is the motherfuckers that was hanging us. I can't go that. What I'm talking about, like, okay, if you go to black nationalists, white nationalists. If I have a bad influence, like a bad experience at one white nationalist meeting, I would chance another one. But if I wouldn't go to I'm sorry, I'm not going to a Klan meeting. Because that thing is like that chapter or whatever may just be a fucked up situation there. But I'm not going to judge the whole situation. You know what I mean? Just like the black nationalists or just black people in general or white people in general. So you're going to have fucked up experiences with certain people, and you're going to have good experiences with certain people.
So whoever's my mom's friend and say they should not be kneeling, because you're on my mom's page and you said that you're my mom's friend. But I feel like people have the right to protest any way they want to protest, as long as it's peaceful, it's not violent,
but my
or anything
thing is,
like that.
My God, but this is the thing. You're saying that somebody shouldn't be kneeling during this ceremony but your husband kneeled to you when he got married to you. Yeah. I'm reaching with you. Let's reach, bro. Well, but your motherfucker, like, I'm reaching to give my life to you. I'm basically bowing to you. That's a good point. And saying I'm sitting here and presenting you with this gift. This is what I'm willing to share. You know when you get married, but when you propose,
right. And even when
you know what, I ain't kneeling when I propose.
Even when the national anthem,
that's my protest.
B-Lock, that's a good point. Even when the national anthem was wrote and stuff like that, it says black weren't even free when these rules were applied. It says
we were only cattle,
and we were
1/4 of human. No, 3/4 of human.
3/5 of a human. Right. Well, I mean, we all can like this. See, that's what the problem is with this country, Justina, who's commenting under Common Conversation. Just so you guys know, like we all do got to get along. We should be able to say, okay, that person's entitled to their opinion. That person has the right to protest. That person has the right for the freedom of speech. You can say what you honestly. You can say, well, I don't give a. If you honestly say to a cop, "Fuck you," you have the right to say that without no consequences. You have the freedom of speech
until you put your hands on that person. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, but you can't. But you can't threaten them.
Oh no! Don't say I'm going to kill you,
and stuff like that. But you have the right to say whatever you want. You can call them a piece of shit, an asshole, whatever. And I'm not just talking about cops, but anybody. Period.
And that's the right in that same word, in that same notion, because this is how much of an American I actually am. The Ku Klux Klan members have the right to. I don't have to agree with them.
Right.
But for me to have my rights to voice my opinion, they need to have their rights to voice their opinion.
Right.
And the masses will single them out, and just the masses, just everybody else will. They'll be downtrodden and they'll be fucked over, and their beliefs may change later, but throughout, like just life will sort them out. Mm-hmm. But for me to have my right to speak and voice my opinion, and I believe there are some dumbass people with some dumbass opinions, but for me to be an American, a patriot, a true believer of what that stands for, you have the right, and I'm not going to sit there and I have the right to contradict that, to counter that, but at the same time, I don't have the right to fuck your life up because of it.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Now, he gets paid by an NFL team. Like, okay, if they don't believe in him, they have the right to fire him.
Yeah.
Yes, like okay.
Right.
It is what it is. But also, we have the right to stop going to your football games.
Right.
We have the right to, because, like, and I mean, if you're in uniform, all that other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But his personal opinion, fuck no. Because you're not representing us in your personal time. Mm-hmm. But the fucked up part is, once you sign these contracts, half the time you're giving up your personal rights too.
I mean, even with that, like I said,
that sucks.
I don't even agree with all, because we look for so much, like so much of these from these athletes. Like, you know what I mean? Because now, say for instance, if that athlete would have went there and gave $1 million to somebody who. Mm-hmm. Or donated a wheelchair to somebody who was in need, and they had on their uniform. Oh, you'll give good praise, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's bullshit.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's fucked up.
And you'll be like, oh, he's such a good person because this is something he don't have to do. He's an NFL player, like, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. Like,
and that's bullshit. That's
you gotta be with them,
and that's literally. That's when the masses are swaying their opinions and all that. Right. Where it's like they're playing to the masses. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, that's a good thing for us because everybody agrees on that. Mm-hmm. There's nobody who's going to disagree on that. That doesn't have you should not be giving away free wheelchair. There's nobody saying that. Mm-hmm. That's when they really don't like, oh yeah, wear the uniform, give away, go take some kid on a fucking boat ride and make their life beautiful for a week and a half. That's great press for us. But when it comes to something that's when it comes to politics and something where it's literally like, we feel that we need to tread carefully because not everybody agrees on this,
Right.
or the majority don't agree on this. That's what they're going, because they know, like, they're split, even not even split. This is a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject.
That's what it is.
Everybody don't agree,
and they don't want to deal with it.
I mean, you can't say pick and choose what social issues that players and athletes can address and not address.
I mean, you can, but
you can't.
You should also be like, people should be fucking over your company too. Like, cause you can, like, cause we could come on here and just talk purely about one thing, and then everybody out there will God how successful we are.
Right.
So somebody else can,
Right. I mean,
like that's what I'm saying. Like,
today,
it's the
some
same
people might
thing.
not like us today.
Most people, I'm sure people ain't gonna like me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and I'm a realistic thinker, and I'm going to sit there and take, like, you already know, I'm a firm believer in words. When you say something, it's like, okay, this is what he said, so I'm going to stick to what he said.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the tweets, so I can't say anything
Yeah.
on the tweets because I didn't see them. You know what I mean?
Nana, you might get a point. You see, Banana said Trump is trying to get everybody off the healthcare problems.
Off the healthcare problem. What are you talking about?
Because they still ain't passed the healthcare bill, and you know what I mean, they're trying to hurry up and sneak that into
sneak that
law
past.
and bill and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what's happened. I've been farting a lot. Oh,
and it's a sucky situation because it helps a lot of people, but it also screws a lot of people over.
What?
Because, okay, this is what like people. A lot of people are playing the system.
What are we talking about?
No, you said healthcare.
No, yeah, she was just making.
No, but I'm saying something about healthcare because people don't realize, like, we go forever paying healthcare because just in case we get sick, and there were people that were having higher premiums because they were sick trying to get healthcare.
Yeah.
And people don't realize, like, healthcare is a business. No matter how you want to say it. Until we have universal healthcare that's provided for us, it's a business.
In the United States, yes.
Period. So when it comes to, like, okay, they're there to make some type of money. What their plan is to hope that you never get sick so you never have to cash in.
Right.
That's what they hope. Once they put into...
It's just like car insurance and life and... Like,
exactly.
and
but once they put into... Once they pass the fact that they can't discriminate against you, basically saying, like, oh, if I'm sick, you still have to cover me, period. The people pulled out, and that's what fucked over the insurance companies. Where it was like, oh, so I can wait until I'm sick now?
Right.
So the insurance company dove, which rose insurance on other people.
Yeah, I mean, but... See,
and it's like, it's so many fucked up... And my thing is, like, it's like how I believe about my union. I may never need to use my union. But I'm still going to pay my dues.
Right.
And that's the fucked up thing. Was like,
I mean,
people
that's just like
been paying their fucking health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, it's
sick
like
or not.
everything. Car insurance. You know what I mean? I probably won't ever file a claim, but I'm gonna have.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but there were people. Now, if you could get car insurance as soon as you got into an accident, I wouldn't be paying car insurance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. I do get that, but I don't think, like, you know what I mean, that stuff is.
And that's crazy. But honestly, we should have like some type of universal health care.
We should.
But we should.
We're not going
to have that. We're going to have to pay more in tax. No, man, we got so much money going into the military that we can cut back a bit, possibly.
Well, we gotta wait. Let's settle the shit with North Korea first, and then talk about what we.
Oh no, we need to increase the war. Wait, time out. What am I talking about?
Increase the budget.
Where them drones at? 1-800 DONES.
No, but for real, I mean, like, but that's real. Yeah, we going. So I mean,
but it's like, if you want universal health care, be prepared to pay more in taxes. That's just how that works.
I mean,
people need to understand that. Like, people just throw these things out. You don't know. Like, and then another thing is, like, there's so many tax breaks. Let's cut these tax breaks. If we're U.S. citizens and we're paying for something, us across the board should be paying for something.
Right. I don't get why. This is why. You know what I never got, and because we're talking about health, because we switched the subject and stuff like that. But
you did it,
right?
Was there another question?
No, I didn't. No, that was really it. So
okay,
that's how we were just. We've really been stretching this for a while. But you know what I don't get?
What?
Why you pay to go to the hospital, right? But hospitals is tax free.
There's so much stuff that don't make fucking.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we pay to go there. You gotta pay so much money.
I feel that churches should be taxed. I feel that if you're making money, you should be paying your tax. Period.
Yeah, I mean, but
because if I have to, but you're all, because Religion doesn't put you above this country.
Right, but I'll make the argument. Some churches don't make money. Churches get donations from offering.
And where do those donations go to?
It goes to the church, but they're not making money.
It goes to the church. Where? Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm just, that's what I'm saying.
It's what is written out as.
Right.
But what is the truth?
I mean, the pastor get a little.
The pastor's balling.
Yeah, right.
On that 10%.
Right. Right. I mean, I'm
The
just
pastor's
saying.
balling out.
I mean,
and that air conditioner still ain't been fixed, bro.
I mean, but they do pay some other bills.
But I
and
think
stuff
your
like
wife's
that.
rock growing.
They do pay.
Like what? Like that? I'm like that doesn't make.
I mean,
sense
some
to me.
stuff. I mean,
so if you're, but my thing is like, if my wages have been taxed already, and you're creating a salary and a living off of my wages, you need whatever that needs to be taxed.
yeah.
Period. Like I'm sorry. Like you need, because you're a U.S. citizen, you have the right to, like every other person that's practicing and
because
doing their religion.
It's a donation, so you can't tax already taxed money for real.
But it's not a donation. It's a donation. But who I'm donating to you to talk to me?
You're donating to the church.
To talk to me?
Yeah.
That's it.
You donate for a service.
I donate my time every fucking day I work.
Just like so say for instance, like there's a lot of things, even this common conversation we can do. We're down as for profit, but we can say we're non-profit. We can switch to non-profit.
Okay.
And then just say, oh, you know what, we got this, or we made, oh yeah, it's donations.
Yeah, and
I mean, we can if
we can work for our
on
company.
YouTube, yeah,
but my thing is like, if you're working for God, that's not a job.
I mean, I get
You get like, what are you write on your tax form? Like, oh, you don't have to fill out tax forms. What am I talking about? You get a salary from.
No, they still get. They still
No, but
get
you get a
paid by
salary
somebody.
from the church.
Yeah.
That should be taxed.
They pay church people. Pastors pay taxes. They do. They do. They get a check.
The church don't pay taxes.
No, the pastor. They get paid.
This shit is fucking ridiculous. They church.
No,
any
because
business
you know
should be
the-
paying taxes because now
Right.
religion has become a business.
It is a business.
A business that's ran on donations. And you sit there and try to press for that. I believe churches should be taxed, especially if you're making millions and millions of dollars and talking about how we need to support each other and we need to give back and we need to, and you're not giving.
Some. I'll say some. I'm not going. Look, even though my own beliefs, I'm not going to categorize all of them in that thing.
Until
Some.
you're sitting there driving a reasonable, like I'm sorry, like you shouldn't be. If
Some.
you're a pastor, you just create a salary. Like, oh, my pastor makes
I had
$100,000 a year, and he's preaching for a raise right now.
I had a pastor on some real stuff when times was bad for me and my life situation years ago. Had a pastor who opened up their house for me to come stay in so I can be safe. You know what I mean?
And that's beautiful.
Like, you know what I mean? So
That's awesome.
I can't.
And I
say
know
all.
good people that'll open up their doors to me and they pay their taxes too.
Yeah, he paid his taxes.
Because you'll pay you'll be the church should be paying. That's just how I feel. Just like you open your door to me, you pay your taxes, and I know you do. Why? Because I know where you work at. And it's more so like the big churches and the bullshitters that sway my decision on that one.
Yeah.
Because if it was the majority of what comes in going back to the people and helping the people of the church and spreading out into the community, I'd have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. It's just not. Literally, when you sit there and you see your pastor and he's wearing a $1,000 shoe with some red bottom dress shoes, I'm pissed.
Big Lock said the churches. He think the churches is the greatest hustle ever.
It is. To be honest, it is.
You get the greatest reward when you die. You get to go to heaven. He said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's all.
He got an express pass.
City get it.
Yeah, I mean, they do that. You know, so we was rambling on for a little bit. Hey, but you know what? Next week is going to be a good show.
Yeah.
No, we're not over the time yet. Well, but we've just been rambling. But next week's going to be a good show. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a good one. I'm about to talk to Mano about what we're going to be talking about next week. We got to hit up some people. We got to line it up. It's going to be a good show. That topic that my man told us that he wanted to talk about, because we said this month, 3 weeks. It's been like 3.
You talk to him?
No, we want to talk to him. But hey, until next time, people, this is Common Conversation 412. We are out. I am your host, Token.
And I am Mano, M-A-N-N-O.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Next week. Shit.
Common
We love everybody.
412, 1-2. Coke in the Manu, Pittsburgh, what it do? We in the city of bridges, we in the city of smoke. We in the city of rivers, so you don't need you a moat. We in the city of haters, so you just might need a coat. Or at least bring your jacket, cause man, the city get cold. Yeah, man, the city is frosty, yeah, man, the city is costly, but yeah, the city is mine. For 1-2 times, well, you know that we grind, cause you know money is time, and you know time is steady ticking, so I gotta get mine. Then it's time to come up, so put your hands up. Let's all live this life before death interrupt. Ain't no time for mess up. Man, you better get with it. Arithmetic that I'm spitting, now do the math that you listen. Common conversation. 412.
All right, folks. Until next time.
Next time, people.